When the lights came up, she looked almost out of place on that massive stage. A slender Filipina girl, barely tall enough to reach the microphone comfortably, stood beneath blinding spotlights that had witnessed legends. Her name was Maria Elena Cruz, 17 years old, from a small coastal town in the Philippines where electricity sometimes failed but dreams never did. Her accent was soft when she introduced herself, her voice almost shy, and the audience leaned forward, curious but cautious. Simon Cowell glanced down at his notes, clearly unsure what to expect. He had seen thousands of singers, many claiming they would change the world. Very few ever did. Maria explained that she came from a fishing family. Her father woke before sunrise every day to take his boat out to sea, and her mother sold fish at the local market. Music, she said, was something she learned not in a classroom but in a cramped wooden house where her mother played old Broadway songs on a scratched CD player. One song in particular followed her everywhere. Defying Gravity. She didn't fully understand the English words at first, but she understood the feeling. It was about refusing to stay small, about rising when the world expects you to fall. The judges exchanged looks when she announced her song choice. Defying Gravity was not just difficult. It was legendary. It had ended careers as often as it had launched them. Simon raised an eyebrow. He had heard countless versions, many painful, some embarrassing. This was not a song you chose unless you were absolutely certain. Maria swallowed hard as the music began, her eyes briefly closing as if she were back home, listening to the ocean instead of the murmuring crowd. The first notes were quiet. Almost too quiet. A ripple of uncertainty moved through the audience. Some shifted in their seats. A few whispered. Simon leaned back, his expression unreadable, clearly prepared for disappointment. Then something changed. Her voice didn't just grow louder. It grew braver, richer. The sound seemed to come not from her throat but from somewhere deeper, from years of longing and unseen struggle. Every word landed with intention. Every note carried weight. Halfway through the first verse, the room transformed. People stopped breathing normally. Phones that were secretly recording froze in midair as hands forgot to move. The orchestra swelled, and Maria's voice rose with it, steady and controlled, soaring in a way that felt impossible for someone so young. Simon leaned forward now, his pen forgotten, his jaw slowly beginning to drop. Then came the first twist. As Maria reached a high note that usually shattered inexperienced singers, the microphone suddenly cut out. The music continued, but her voice vanished from the speakers. A gasp rippled through the theater. Technical failures had ended auditions before. Some contestants froze. Some ran off stage in tears. For a split second, Maria's eyes widened. Then she did something no one expected. She kept singing. No microphone. No amplification. Just her raw voice filling the massive theater. It should have been impossible. But it wasn't. Her sound carried, clear and powerful, bouncing off the walls, reaching even the back rows. The audience erupted into applause mid-song, breaking the usual rules of auditions. The judges sat frozen, witnessing something rare and unplanned. Simon's expression shifted from skepticism to disbelief. Stagehands scrambled to fix the issue, but Maria didn't look at them. She sang as if the world depended on it, as if this was her only chance to be heard. When the microphone finally came back on, she didn't adjust or pause. She simply continued, seamlessly, as if nothing had happened. That moment changed everything. This wasn't just talent. This was resilience. As the song built toward its iconic climax, Maria's voice grew even stronger. Tears streamed down faces across the theater. One woman clutched her chest. A man in the front row openly sobbed. Simon, known for his iron composure, blinked rapidly, clearly fighting emotion. When Maria hit the final note, holding it longer and higher than anyone expected, the audience exploded to their feet. The applause was thunderous. People screamed. Some shouted her name. Maria stood there, stunned, her hands shaking again, but this time from disbelief. She bowed slightly, unsure of what to do next. For several seconds, the judges said nothing. The silence was heavy, meaningful. Simon was the first to speak. He slowly stood up, something he rarely did. He admitted that when she walked on stage, he assumed this would be another forgettable audition. He said he had never been happier to be wrong. He told her that what she just did wasn't just singing. It was storytelling. It was courage. And then he dropped the second twist. Simon revealed that the show had nearly rejected Maria's audition tape before she even reached the stage. The audio quality was poor. The background noise from the sea was loud. Another producer had argued she wasn't ready. Simon himself had been undecided. Hearing this, the audience gasped. Maria covered her mouth, tears spilling over. Her entire journey had almost ended before it began. He then said something that changed her life forever. He pressed the golden buzzer. Gold confetti rained down as the crowd screamed louder than ever before. Maria collapsed to her knees, overwhelmed. The judges rushed the stage, hugging her, congratulating her, sharing in the moment. Cameras captured Simon smiling wider than viewers had ever seen. In that instant, the world met a star. But the story didn't end there. Backstage, Maria received a video call from her parents, who had stayed up all night back home to watch the live broadcast on a neighbor's television. Her father, still in his fishing clothes, was crying openly. Her mother could barely speak. They told her the entire village had gathered to watch, cheering every note. Children who had never believed someone like them could stand on a global stage were now dreaming bigger. In the days that followed, Maria's performance went viral. Millions watched. Celebrities shared it. Music teachers reacted with disbelief. Broadway performers praised her technique and emotional depth. But with fame came pressure. Some critics questioned whether she could repeat such a performance. Others accused the show of exaggeration. Maria read none of it. She focused on one thing: singing with honesty. During the live shows, she faced new challenges. One week, she lost her voice due to illness. Another week, she forgot lyrics during rehearsal. Each time, she adapted. Each time, she grew. The final twist came during the semi-finals, when she chose to sing an original song instead of a popular hit. It was a risk. A huge one. The song told the story of leaving home, of loving your roots while reaching for the sky. The audience listened in silence. When she finished, there was no immediate applause. Just stillness. Then, slowly, the room rose again. Another standing ovation. Maria had proven she wasn't just a one-moment